Shabbat Shalom. In this week's Parashat Terumah, we start the second half of the book of Exodus. The main focus of the next few weeks is something called the Mishkan, the Tabernacle or Sanctuary. This was a portable temple that the Jews used while they traveled through the desert. It is the precursor to the temple that stood in Jerusalem, and ultimately the sanctuaries that we use to this very day, being the Beit Knesset. Each of the vessels that were used in the temple are described in graphic detail in our parasha. How big the units, gold, silver, what they're supposed to look like. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, why so much detail? One of the rabbis suggests that if we look at the key words of this week's introduction to the Mishkan is V'asuli Mikdash V'shachanti betocham. I want you to build me, make for me the sanctuary, and I will dwell within them. Explain the rabbis. The word betocham, it should say betocho, in it. Why in them? That every single one of us is supposed to be a living, breathing Mishkan. And thus, each of the utensils is not merely talking about the physical structure, of course it is, but it's also saying to each Jew, learn from the construction of each of these utensils, each of these beautiful vessels, how the Mishkan is structured. This is how you should live your life. So let's have a brief look. The description of the ark says like this. It has got to be 3 boxes, pure gold on the inside, wood in the middle, and pure gold on the outside. It had to have holes or rings in which the staves were put through, that the ark could be carried from place to place. And what is fascinating is that all the measurements of the Torah, of this Aron HaKodesh, this holy ark, had to be in half measures. Chetzi orko, chetzi amma, half an amma. What is the significance of all these things? The boxes, the staves and rings, and the fact that it's all in halves. The ark is the receptacle of the Torah. It's contained within it the 10 Commandments. Each and every single one of us is a walking Aron HaKodesh. Each and every one of us has learned words of Torah. It has become part and parcel of who we are. And thus, if we wish to wish the Torah to dwell within us, or reside within us, we have to absorb the lessons of the structure, this physical structure that was placed in the Mishkan. So what did it look like? Rule number 1, 3 boxes, gold on the inside and gold on the outside. Teach the rabbis a very powerful lesson. If you want to be a vessel that contains the Torah, a person who contains the Torah, it has to be tocho keboro. Inside reflects the outside, outside reflects the inside. Both of them are gold. You cannot walk around with a kippah on your head, acting all pious, and then in your internal life, or inside the house when the door is closed, behave in a way that's unbecoming. Tocho keboro. What you people see is what you get. This is who I am. This is my identity. I'm true in all aspects of my life. So, I understand gold on the inside and gold on the outside, but why have another box of wood? To teach us the following lesson. What is wood? Wood comes from a tree, and a tree grows. Every single year, another ring is added to the trunk. It's continuously growing. And thus, to become a vessel of Torah, you have to accept the fact that you need to grow as an individual. You need to continuously inspire yourself, continuously learn to become that better person. Gold on the inside, gold on the outside, tocho keboro. Wood in the middle, to teach you that every single day you need to be growing. A tree doesn't grow automatically. It is slow and steady. So too, we need to work on ourselves, slow and steady, continuous growth every single day. Why are the dimensions of the ark in half? Teach the rabbis a fascinating lesson. When you study Torah, remind yourself that you're only half. You cannot really understand until you share the learning with another person. Engage in dialogue, ask the questions, have a chavruta. And that is why Jewish learning is always about the chavruta system. Because when you learn by yourself, there's times you're going to make a mistake. You're going to misunderstand a verse, misunderstand a law, and then do the wrong thing. But when you have a study partner, when you have a rabbi you can consult with, you get to the truth. And thus, as much as I achieve, it's only half, because I need someone else to help complete me. What's the idea about the rings and the staves? Is able to try to teach us the following lesson, that the Torah is meant to be transported from place to place. Don't think to yourself that you can only learn Torah in the shul, in the Beit Medrash, in the yeshiva. No, the Torah needs to go with you wherever you go, wherever you are, wherever you're traveling. We know later on in the book of Devarim, in Parashat Shoftim, that the king, the Melech, used to have a Torah which walked with him all the time, so he could use it to advise himself and be guided by it. So too, when it comes to us, if we want to be true to who we are, true to our Yiddishkeit, and learn from our Torah, we need to create our own virtual Aron HaKodesh. An Aron HaKodesh, which is Toho Kaboro, inside reflects outside, which has the wooden box symbolizing spiritual growth. That is half, that you're able to be humble enough to go and refer to other people, and to understand that your Torah does not stay in a corner, but journeys with us wherever we go. Incredible lessons from our parasha. Shabbat Shalom.